Hey, everybody, on this episode of Crying in My Car, a podcast for teachers, we talk about the potential TikTok ban and is it detrimental to the students. We also discuss a teacher fight club in the class and how Easter has a lot in common with teaching. Be sure to tune in. This episode starts now. Hey, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to Crying in My Car, a podcast for teachers. I am your host, Devin Siebold. Got my good buddy, Mr. James Yan, the co-host, and we're here to hopefully make you laugh. I know it's been a tough, stressful day at school. I'm the teacher reasoning. He's got the parent side covered. And be sure to rate us 5-star on all those podcast platforms, wherever you stream.
Gotcha.
And subscribe to the YouTubes, subscribe to the Facebooks, subscribe to the TikToks if it's not banned by now. Mm-hmm. And yeah, so we'll get into that in a little bit. James,
absolutely.
You've been doing some shows out lately, doing a little bit of comedy.
I have been traveling the country doing comedy, and I've been meeting all these wonderful teachers.
Yeah.
You guys need this.
Absolutely.
I get it.
Yeah, they get a lot of, I needed that. Yes. I needed that. Mm-hmm. I did a show recently at Side Splitters over in Tampa.
Love that club.
Now, I'm headlining there in May, but I was called last second to open for Jay Moore.
Love Jay Moore, bro.
Yeah, great guy. I like shows where there's none of my fans in the crowd.
Okay.
It's unexpected. It's who is this guy? I don't know, as a comic,
you like
that blank slate.
Okay.
Yeah, because then I can say whatever I want.
Okay, it's true.
But also I can try out new stuff, and I don't have to worry about, if I do an old joke, is it going to, I've heard this one, But I was surprised people there knew me. There was actually people who go, I follow you on Instagram. Nice. I follow you on TikTok, which is cool. Now, I try to get away from, when I'm comic, I'm comic. When I'm teacher, I'm teacher.
That's right.
Sometimes they intersect.
They do.
Now, I was selling my book, A Teacher in the Wild. I was selling it at the table.
And where's that book available?
Oh, it's available on Amazon or my website. #1 bestseller on my website.
Okay.
And no, I'm just kidding. So
no, we're not.
It is. Yeah, I know. But anyway,
yeah.
So I was selling my book at the show. Now, people coming up to me, and I usually just write all my best and sign my name. Thank you so much for coming to the show.
Okay.
Then somebody started the name game. Somebody started the, hey, can you sign this one to my son? And so I was like, yeah, sure. And I got no problem with that. That's fine.
Yeah.
But the other people behind, all of a sudden, it's in their mind. Everything's personalized. I'm going to be writing paragraphs and stuff. And whatever. I don't mind. Hey, you're supporting me. That's cool. The teacher in me, when people start rattling off their child's name, and then have to spell it immediately afterwards. They're like, that's Carl. It begins with a Q. And you're like, no, it doesn't. Actually, it doesn't. I don't know if you know that, but it doesn't begin with a Q.
I love that.
My favorite one, it was so funny because there was a teacher. And she's wanted me to write it to her. She goes, it's Mrs. Cologne. And I was like, oh, okay. My good buddy, Miguel Cologne.
Our friend.
Our friend. I know exactly how to spell his last name.
Absolutely.
Colon.
Yeah.
And I wrote, thank you, Mrs. Cologne, for your support, all my best, and sign my name. And as I'm closing it, I go, yeah, I've got a good buddy named Miguel Cologne. She goes, so you know where the accent mark is over it. She goes, nothing pisses me off more than them just spelling colon. And I was like, I was handing the book over like, I'm so sorry, but I just spelled colon. And I was like, well, thank you. And she's like, can I look at the book? I was like, do you want a shot glass? A free shot glass. I was keeping her from opening the book. I literally was like, just flip it over. This is what it looks like on the back. Did you see the back? I can walk it to your car, and she didn't open it, but when she got home.
I bet you're going to get a comment soon. I love the fact that she was like, you know where to put the accent.
Dude, I was like, accent mark.
Accent. Deb was like, I got an accent. How you doing?
Yeah. I know not to say colon.
Yeah, there you go.
I know to say it cologne. In my mind, I just closed it. You know where it go. Oh, I was terrified. It's crazy to me seeing all the names out there when people have me start, signing it. And even as a teacher, we would see the craziness on the roster, but I haven't been in the classroom in a year and a half, so I don't get the new names. I've had some crazy names.
You have.
I have. I had the Pepsi and Sprite, which you know about.
Absolutely.
The joke. True story. If you've ever heard that joke, good. If you haven't, come to a show.
There you go.
And I'd love to hear some of the names. Now, I'm not saying these are bad names.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to insult the child.
No.
But sometimes parents need to use a little better judgment.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for example, I had, and I kid you not, I had a Charles Manson.
Wow.
We know who Charles Manson is. If your last name is Manson, let's not go with Charles.
Gotcha.
Let's not do that.
Why would you do that to a kid?
I've had 2 Michael Jacksons. Okay, let's
I get
honor
that.
him. Let's
Yeah,
honor him. I've had a
gotcha.
few Michael Jordans,
Oh, yeah.
I went to school with a Robert Frost. And then in middle school, I had a friend of mine who was named Ray Ray. And
I know some Ray Rays.
First name Ray,
Yeah.
last name Ray.
No, his last name was really Ray.
Yeah, and James, I'm going to give you one guess, as did that man's middle name. And I swear I'm not making this up.
It's not Ray.
Bro.
It's not Ray.
It is, bro.
It's not.
Ray. Yep. And you had to call him, hey, Ray. Like you had to put it together. Like he was a good guy and he was great at basketball and we were good friends.
Gotcha.
But Ray.
Ray was his name.
Yep, Ray.
Did you ever meet the parent?
I did. I was like, hey, Ray. I feel like I should throw a dog treat at me. Ray.
Just sits up. Good boy. Good boy.
But the names, I mean, just those are the ones that I personally have had. I can't.
Gotcha.
I don't want to, spread rumors about them.
I actually have a great name.
Oh,
Michelle's sister, my wife's sister.
Mm-hmm.
She married a guy that's from Vietnam.
Oh.
His last name is spelled I think I'm doing this right. Nguyen.
Yeah.
And that's Nguyen.
Yep.
So they've decided whatever they name their kids, the middle name is going to be for the
win.
Yes.
Love it.
That's a great.
Yeah,
best
Ray
name.
would say, how about win-win? It's a win-win scenario. Yeah, that's. But there's some different names out there, but I don't know. Those are just the ones, like I said, that I recall that I was like, oh, eye-opening. So what I wanted to get into, we kind of talked about it right in the beginning, just for a short amount of time.
Okay.
Is the banning of TikTok? They've been talking about it. It's been discussed.
Yes.
Things have been, okay, maybe that's going to happen. Maybe it won't. Now, I am not really sure what is going to happen with it.
Okay.
I get the point of view of, well, it's a Chinese-based company. They might try to spy on us. Let's not wait till it's too late.
That's what they got the balloons for.
Yeah.
They don't need TikTok.
Facebook and Twitter, I'm not sure it's any different.
I don't think it is.
It's any different. But I got to ask, and this is something that we still aren't really talking about.
Okay.
That was, I thought would be more of a focal point during it, is TikTok hurting our youth? Now, let's take away the spying aspect of it.
Okay.
Is TikTok damaging to the youth? And I
expound. Like, tell me exactly what you mean.
I think it is.
Okay.
But I think most social media is. I think, first off, unrealistic body types.
Absolutely.
I mean, 10 seconds of me scrolling, I'm sitting there going, I got to put down the donuts. I got to stop
bro.
This guy, and so the people in shape, the unrealistic expectations of the opposite sex.
Yes.
Some, especially young, impressionable men growing up, if they're scrolling through TikTok and they're seeing plastic bodies.
Yes.
And they're going, I want a girl like that. And then they're disappointed in the women that they're around. It's creating unrealistic expectations.
I agree. Because if you see a woman on Instagram, you're like, man, I want a woman like that. Not everybody has access to a Kardashian.
Right.
Like, you're going to be,
And not every Kardashian has access to a surgeon.
That's true.
And so it's just.
I think they fly one in like a personal chef.
They do.
Yeah.
But no, so I look at that and I'm like, maybe that's hurting people.
I can see that.
And then not only that, but I see with TikTok a little bit of damaging in terms of attention span.
Yes.
So we have kind of created an instant gratification. My kids, they're not on TikTok. They're too young. But I even see...
So you won't let them go on?
Well, no, they're too young. But
okay.
I even see, like, in just their daily lives, like, I'm bored. Like... I was bored when I was young, and a lot of us were bored. We had bored moments, and that's where the creativity came in. That's where the dealing with your own thoughts and coming to terms with who you are, not escaping.
Yes.
And I think there's this escapism. Like if I am teaching and I stop teaching for 10 seconds and I say, you guys can have some free time, instant, whoop, right off the bat.
It's a reflex.
Yeah. And they're right in it. They love it. And it is constantly praising them, constantly giving them adrenaline boosts and, ooh, look at that. And they get mad, they get sad, and I go through it. I'll scroll through TikTok and I'll start crying. I'll see a thing and I'll be like, oh my God, oh, it's so beautiful, and then you scroll through and then you're mad. You're like, why would they say that? And it's emotions that I don't think these kids are tapped into yet.
No. They
haven't discovered it within themselves, and we're letting an app dictate how they feel about certain things prior to them experiencing them.
I understand. Now, I have a question on this about that.
Okay.
Like when you were teaching, what is the rule nowadays? Because when I was in school, we couldn't have, and this is way back in the day, we couldn't have a beeper, we couldn't have a cell phone. That's how old I am.
James, don't take out your beeper. Chinese, you're gonna ban them. They're going to know where you're getting beeped.
But our kids, that's funny. Are kids allowed to have their cell phones now in school?
It's a school by school basis and almost a classroom by classroom basis. Some teachers are much more lenient. I kind of embraced it. I would allow them to have it to do research. And because we had dated textbooks, we didn't have enough textbooks. And I wanted them to also practice researching in the way that they will research in the future.
Absolutely.
If you don't know something and you want to find something out, you don't go, where's the nearest library?
No.
I would have to grab an encyclopedia.
No.
You go, hey, Siri, tell me this, and they're, it's on it. So I wanted to give them that experience of learning how to properly research, not just type in the question. So I tried to use cell phones in my classroom sometimes, but when it was down to it, I just put them away, But some kids can't. Some kids are addicted. Some kids would rather I had a kid straight up say at the door, hey, give us your cell phone or you're getting suspended. And he was like, I'll see you in 3 days.
Wow.
Yeah, and he got suspended.
Because he wanted that phone that bad.
Had to have that phone.
That is an addiction, brother.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
That's crazy.
But these kids are addicted.
Yeah.
Absolutely, they're addicted. They hear a vibrate and they can't even focus at that point. It's and they're like, oh, there's a notification. I should be watching. The teacher's talking. But there's, what is that? Somebody text me? Is it a Facebook? Is it Instagram? Is it an Amber Alert? Is there a child that needs help? I need to,
Can't get the notification.
But
all
it's
of a
in their
sudden
mind.
They got a skull cap, chat lips. They're like, hey,
can I go to the restroom? I gotta go to the restroom. And I would hear them, and then the kid go, I need to go to the restroom. I'm like, fine, leave your phone. Never mind. I'll hold it.
I'm done.
Yeah, man, I'm gonna get some flack for this.
Uh-oh.
I think TikTok can be damaging to the teacher career too, because it's kind of echoed the negativity around teaching. Even the teachers that are happy with their job, and there's a lot of them, are seeing negativity around the teaching profession being thrown in their face. And then they start to find reasons to be upset with their own job that maybe they would have been happy with prior.
Gotcha.
Does that make sense?
It does, because all you're highlighting is what's wrong with the job. And you never really say, hey, there's some great parts of this too. There's a reason I still do it.
Right. Plus, I think we get those stories that amplify teachers that did stuff wrong.
Yeah.
What would normally be a blurb in the back page of the first section of the newspaper is now a viral video.
With millions of views.
With millions of views of a teacher doing something they shouldn't have. And then people scroll through that and go, look at all teachers.
All teachers do
We
this.
get that all teachers are this. All teachers are like that. There's all sorts of levels to this. You can just peel back the layer of the onion.
Absolutely, man.
There's one thing, too, that I have a problem with on TikTok, and that is something that I'm going to get even more hate mail for.
Here we go.
Hate mail, just so you know, I changed my email. It's jamesyoung@aol.com.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm using his email. But the thing is that I follow some teachers on TikTok.
My favorite is Devin Siebold.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I follow some teachers on TikTok, and there are some teachers that put things on TikTok that I don't think should be public.
Okay, like what?
When I first started teaching, we couldn't even have like pictures of us with a beer in our hand on our Facebook. Like we were always told social media etiquette was to lead by example. You're a moral compass for these children in school and out of school. Now I get it. We got party lives. We would do things and have fun. But it was basically don't put it online.
Okay.
And because the kids could see it.
Absolutely.
I follow one teacher in particular, not going to out her. I feel bad even talking about it because I don't think she thinks she's doing anything wrong.
Okay.
But she like wears like super tight clothes and like booty dances and cusses in her raps. Like she's rapping along with the music and is like wearing next to nothing.
Really?
And cussing. And then the next TikTok is her in her class and she does dances with the students to vulgar music. And yeah, I know. And that's the thing is she's definitely a lot younger and she kind of thinks that's the cool thing to do. I get it, but you know, when you're a teacher and you have a public TikTok where your students can follow you and you're saying the B word and the F word and dressing like you're going out, but going out. And again, I'm not really critiquing. I don't know. I feel bad even talking about the dress code because that's something that I'm not a woman. You know, I always support women expressing their sexuality. That said, you are clearly creating a thirst trap for men that the kids have access to.
Absolutely.
And that's where I go, maybe not.
And correct me if I'm wrong, when teachers get hired, you guys get taught a certain, you say it's a rule or something where you can't have yourself look a certain way in public, so to speak, with social media and stuff like that.
I don't think they're ever instructed on that in particular.
They're not.
In college, I took an ethics of teaching class, and you kind of take an ethics course. I don't think it's at the forefront anymore. I don't think it's like hey, do this, don't do that, do this, don't do that. But maybe I'm wrong. I mean, I was hired 15 years ago.
Gotcha.
So
well, let's ask the people out there because they might know.
TikTok wasn't around in 15 years. Some, I guess, aren't. But I get to answer your question, James. I think it varies.
Okay.
And what I mean by that is now that I'm thinking about it, now that I'm coming to, clear thought, I have had teachers that have said, I can't comment this on the page because it's not appropriate and I would get fired. But here's my opinion. So obviously they're being monitored. They're being told what they can and can't post. And then I have other teachers that are like, my principal sucks. Here he is. Tag him.
Oh, wow.
Like, maybe let's not do that.
Gotcha.
I don't want you to get fired on the thread here. But so I don't know. What's the TikTok etiquette? Should we even ban TikTok? Is it good for teachers? Bad for teachers? Is it good for students? Bad for students? I don't know.
Well, here's the thing I'm going to say real quick. This is my opinion on TikTok, man. Like anything on social media, there's good and bad. Like I find myself thoroughly entertained at night before I go to bed, like scrolling through TikTok. So if they took that away from us married people, how do we fall asleep now?
Yeah.
I have to actually talk to my wife.
No,
I can't listen to one more story about that woman and her job.
You're like, I talked to her by sharing something.
Yes.
Boop, just shared it. Did you get that?
Reply, LOL.
Yeah.
Got it.
And
Love
you just hear over there. Now, one thing I will credit TikTok with, and I don't know if you feel the same way, but I will say I think TikTok is helping us be more accepting of disabled and diversity.
Yes.
Because every time I've ever seen a video of a disabled person, somebody with Down syndrome, somebody doing something, I always click on the comments and there's the occasional troll.
Yeah.
But a lot of them is, you're beautiful.
Yeah.
You're doing great.
Yeah.
Way to go. You know, congratulations. And it hypes up the person that generally in society may only get stares.
Yes.
And so I will say that, sometimes I think that there is positive because I see a spreading of humanity in situations where people may, not normally experience it.
It contradicts kind of what we see on IG, giving false expectations of what people should look like. Because what I see on TikTok also is people celebrating the diversity of how body types are. I see a lot of body positivity. There's a lot of plus size models that get love on there.
I agree.
It happens, man.
Let's jump into the teachers in the news because this teachers in the news goes right along with what we're talking about.
Perfect.
So this first teachers in the news, we are talking about a teacher in Columbia, South Carolina. Now, obviously, right off the bat, South Carolina has a little bit of different thinking than the rest of the United States. And they know that. We know that. There was a teacher who is being punished for a TikTok video. They got fired for a TikTok video. And this one, I think, is a lawsuit.
Okay.
I think it's a lawsuit. There's a teacher who's being fired because they were in a TikTok video that they did not take protesting at an abortion clinic. But they were protesting the protesters. So people were there saying, don't get an abortion. Abortion is murder. They were there cursing at them saying basically, to summarize it, F you, Christians.
Yes.
And they specifically mentioned Christians. They were pushing out and saying, screw you for being here and for ruining, the abortion clinic, and it's a right, and it's a viral video. See, here's the thing. The teacher was fired.
Answer me this. The teacher was fired on what grounds?
I don't know. See, they didn't respond.
Okay.
Yeah, so they didn't respond. Is it the attack on Christianity? In South Carolina, obviously, that might be something very serious. Is it being at the protest? Is it being cursing on TikTok? What is it? So I think there's a lawsuit here.
So do I.
I don't think that was a good thing to do for the guy. That's not a good look. Teachers can have personal views.
Yes.
Teachers can have political views. Teachers can exercise those political views. I think it's First Amendment free speech. You can go anywhere and cuss anybody out. I think that's entitled.
Yeah.
But as a teacher, you got to set an example. And I guess this won millions of views. And a lot of the kids were saying, that's my teacher. And they were saying, I'm Christian. How is he going to feel about me in the classroom? So maybe that's the angle they took.
Maybe. But here's my question, though. It wasn't his own personal video. He was being filmed, correct?
You're right. Yeah, you
are correct. That's the biggest difference.
Yep. That's the thing, too, is it wasn't actively posted by them. Yeah. So I don't know what's going to happen on that. It's kind of a gray area, I think.
That's sticky.
It is.
But I think I think you got a lawsuit.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what happened to me. But it said Human Resources Office notified and responded to district procedures and board policy, and they have taken action, apparently said that he's done. So said you may be hearing about, this is a district's release, they said you may be hearing about a middle school employee in connection with a video circulating on social media. The video was viewed by the superintendent, and apparently they had taken the appropriate action. They might have policies, though, about being seen on social media. This one is a TikTok video shows a teacher who I believe is being fired. They think they will be fired. They've been suspended without pay indefinitely for the time being. There's a video showing a teacher allowing her students to fight one another as she watched, which it brings up the major rule that was broken. We don't talk about Fight Club. We don't advertise it. We don't film it. But apparently it was a teacher in a middle school. The desks had been cleared out of the way, and the kids were taking turns fighting. And during most of the fights, the teacher is seen watching from her desk and casually stopping two boys, gently moving one out of the way, and then allowing it to resume. And they were slap boxing and hitting each other. And and somebody said, so I pay my taxes so you can teach them how to slap box. You know what, though? I've seen TikToks of slap fights. There's a career here.
Yes.
This is hands-on learning.
Gotcha.
But
and if with enough practice, one of them can go pro.
They probably could. But it was just this fighting in the class, and the teacher kind of casually observing.
Okay, you've been a teacher, and a fight happens. That teacher, being a woman, she's going to step in between the two boys fighting? Is that something that we're telling our teachers to do?
Okay, so somebody actually posted about this online.
Okay.
And said, when is it our duty to step in?
I want to know.
So when is it? I don't know.
Gotcha.
I used to think it was just step in, pull them off, done. I had an incident that I worried about for quite some time because there were two girls in the courtyard that began to fight. And they began to just hit each other, and I stepped in and pushed one of them out of the way to get her off of the other one.
Yeah.
And I distinctly remember my arm grazing her chest.
Yes.
And in my mind, I pulled my arm away, and I was like, oh, I don't want to do that because I don't want her to feel violated.
Absolutely.
But I'm trying to stop the fight.
So what do you
do?
do?
And I remember in my mind, I kept having to stand in between them, and I wasn't putting any hands on. I was cautiously trying to not touch the girls.
I understand.
And be in between. And it's such a gray area where you go, what if they get around? What is my duty to pull somebody off of another one will I get in trouble?
Absolutely.
You know, if that girl went to the principal, he touched me. It's like, you were bashing another girl's head on the cement. Of course I touched you to get you off of him, and that was an accident.
Absolutely.
But this particular instance right here, where you have a female teacher and two boys fighting, they might get thrown in the middle, get dragged down, get beat up.
Because I've seen videos of boys knocking out their woman teachers, man.
Yeah.
So I don't know about that one. That's, as a parent, even I'd be like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Step in between two boys as a female teacher, something could happen to you. It doesn't
I
matter
don't want to get hit.
Yeah, I don't.
Well, kind of. I mean, how many weeks off do I get?
Yeah,
I might throw, hey guys, stop. Don't hit me. Don't hit me right here. Don't hit me right here. Please, no.
I can't get hit, Devin. I bruise like a peach.
Yeah, but I don't know. I just feel like you maybe should step in, but maybe leave it up to, maybe we need more deans and things like that. Now, the deans at my school, man, they used to jump in. They used to whoop. Yep. You got twofold. It's either jump in and grab the kid and get him off of them, or let him get beat up and then risk even more punishment from a parent who goes, he's now paralyzed from the waist down because you didn't stop this.
Yeah.
But then also, and this is another one, I've seen a lawsuit where you pull somebody off of them and the other one gets a chance to fight back in that second that you're grabbing them off.
Yeah.
And then it's you allowed me to get beat up.
That's right.
And so it's, I don't know.
It's a lose-lose, man.
A whole bunch of gray areas.
Yeah.
But that's a good insurance question for sure.
There you go.
This one I don't know about, man. I don't know what you're doing here. I support teachers to the fullest. I can't back this lady. I'm trying. A teacher is suspended after a handwritten note surfaced showing disparaging comments about elementary school students. They had a burn list in their notebook.
What?
Where they wrote out 15 names of the students and then started talking about them, identifying them with obscenities and funny things about them, discrepancies in their appearance, vulgarities, comments about one student's pimples. Are you 12? But apparently this was found by students in the teacher's notebook, and obviously the teacher is being fired. The reason for the list remains unclear, but apparently the teacher wrote out the names and made fun of them.
That's bad.
That
First
is
off,
bad.
That's horrible. As a teacher, you're supposed to be above all of that.
You got to do it like the rest of us. Create a fake account, find their TikTok, and then you mock them in the comment section.
Yes.
You don't do it on a written sheet of paper in your office.
In the story, they say the kids found it in her notebook as they were changing their grades. Think
That's
about
true.
that.
That's true.
How did you find it?
And I bet as they were looking at it before, it's like, Kyle's known to sneak through my stuff. And he's like, oh, maybe I am. Maybe I am.
That's funny.
What are you thinking? What are you thinking?
Yeah, that's on you.
Right.
I can't help you with that. Yeah, it's on you.
Now, this last one, a North Carolina teacher is resigning after taping an 11-year-old's mouth shut. Apparently, the student wouldn't quit talking. The teacher has resigned. Apparently, there was a photo from the classroom of the student with the mouth taped shut. It was an 11-year-old, 6th grade classroom, and apparently put blue painter's tape over the mouth after he allegedly had been too talkative in class. Now, that's old school. I've actually heard of that happening, but old school. I think I saw it on a Leave It to Beaver episode.
Can I share my pain?
Sure. Oh, it happened to you?
Oh, yes.
James, go.
When I was in school, unlike myself now, who's very reserved and quiet, I was quite talkative, man. Mm-hmm. And I had one of those days. I think I was in the 2nd grade. I was just talking. And the teacher didn't tape my mouth. This is where she was smarter than this teacher. Uh-huh. She had me tape my own mouth shut.
Ooh, okay.
Yes.
I know a teacher personally that got in trouble for that. They didn't tape the mouth.
No.
They took tape and put it on the corner of the desk and said, if you can't stop talking, then maybe you should consider taping your mouth shut. Mm-hmm. Let that be a reminder that the student grabbed the tape, put it over their mouth, but it got back to the parent like, you taped my son's mouth shut. And that teacher kept their job, and I think it was a kind of a misunderstanding, but we also got to that point of, let's not do that.
Yeah, you know what?
But this kid apparently had a mouth tape shut several times, and Poor judgment.
Poor judgment.
And so they're fired. And also, poor kid, kid's got to be humiliated. You got to worry about other stuff too. And I hate to say it, but we live in 2023 where what if the kid had an allergic reaction to something and couldn't breathe right? Some kids have extreme asthma.
Absolutely.
My son Gavin is a hardcore mouth breather. We're actually going to the doctor to see about fixing what's going on up here, and they've got him on medication and stuff, and might have to have some surgery to help. So in that particular instance, taping his mouth shut, my son might have blacked out.
Bro, for real.
So you got to worry about that kind of stuff too. But also, let's just not do it.
Yeah.
Let's not do it.
Hey, PSA. Teachers, don't tape a kid's mouth shut.
One other topic that was brought up that I'd like to talk to you about before we get into the Easter top 10 is I got some comments on the fights and stuff like that when we were talking about Atlanta a few episodes back. Here's the question that was posed, and I don't have an answer, but maybe you do.
Okay.
When is it appropriate for a teacher to fight back? If a teacher punches back, the headline changes instantly.
Absolutely.
It doesn't say teacher attacked and defends themselves. It says teacher swings on student.
Yes, it does.
When is it appropriate to fight back as a teacher? Do we have a right to self-defense? Is it only for certain grade levels that high school teachers, what if a young kid attacks, at what point do we get to say, you know what, ding, ding, I have to defend myself?
Well, I'm just only going to speak for myself. Never been a teacher, but this is what I would think. I would fight back if a kid's so aggressive, attacking me in a way that I think I'm going to be inflicted with bodily harm.
Yeah.
Honestly, like he's seriously going to hurt me. Pick up a desk, throwing it at me. You're going to pick up something and try to hit me with it. But if I think I'm going to get serious bodily injury, then I have to defend myself and fight back.
Yeah.
And if anything happens, don't worry. There's going to be footage we can look at on WorldStar.
Yeah.
Somebody's
absolutely.
recorded that fight, trust me.
This is the thing that bothers me about this stuff is we're at a point now where teachers have to fight back by themselves. Sometimes I see 20 other children in the room that are the same age as the kid that's attacking the teacher, and they all have their phones out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Can we not have any sort of morality compass with these kids to go, hey, that's my teacher. If you were in high school, put yourself in high school days, somebody walks in, attacks teacher, do you defend them? Does all the kids jump in? Do we all take out our cell phones and watch as our favorite teacher gets pummeled in front of the class? At what point do the kids take a responsibility and go, there's more of us than that one, and maybe we should stop it?
Switch that around, and I think we have our answer. If a kid walked into a classroom and started attacking another kid, we would expect the teacher to step in. Yes, and not let that kid get beat up.
Right.
And I'm not saying this is for every grade level. Like a kindergartner can help you.
Yeah.
They really couldn't. But you would think at some point, if you see somebody getting attacked for no reason, your moral compass would make you say, I got to do something. Even if it's, I'm going to go get help.
Yeah.
That's simple.
Yeah, maybe have...
Not saying you have to get physical.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's something that maybe teachers could do. And I don't think that's ever talked about, but maybe discuss, maybe it's a time and place that we've gotten to a point now where you need to discuss with the students if violence takes place in the classroom and the teacher is overpowered, the teacher cannot fight back. What is their procedures? As a student, what are you expected to do? Because we always say, if this, then this. If the fire alarm rings, here's how we exit.
That's right.
Okay, so if the teacher is getting attacked by another student, another faculty member, somebody that is a complete stranger, here's the procedure. Exit, go next door, knock on the door, tell them what's going on.
Yes.
I mean, so maybe we should address that. Maybe we should have that in the rules.
Let's take it a step further. If you're a teacher and you don't want to get attacked or you don't want anybody to sustain attacking you, offer extra credit for the first one to get that person off you.
Yeah. 10 points if you can throw a left. 10 points. A student saved me from getting attacked. You're getting a little extra credit.
You are.
There's something along the line that's coming. Pizza party with the principal.
Gotcha.
I don't know. But we're
not
figuring
the person
this
out, valedictorian.
Yeah, absolutely.
There you go.
All right. Now, is Easter. So I got to say, what do teachers have in common with Easter? I have a top 10 list of things teachers have in common with Easter.
I love it.
Number 10, we love Easter for the chocolate. We love teaching for the chocolate. Cadbury's and World's Finest make the world go round.
You ain't lying. You ain't lying.
Is it not the best? By the way, Cadbury chocolate and World's Finest chocolate, hand in hand, I don't know. But Hershey's,
yeah.
bleh.
No,
garbage.
By the way, every box of World's Finest I bought.
Did you?
We never sold them.
Never sold
we
one.
bought them, yeah.
Yeah, they're just, it's like, what do you want for dinner tonight? I'm thinking almond.
Almond.
I'm thinking almond.
I had Crunch last night.
I had Crunch last night.
Yeah.
We had caramel for breakfast.
There you go.
And milk for lunch.
There you go.
Number 9, coming back with your class from the fire drill is like coming back in from an Easter egg hunt. You're like, I know I'm missing some, but I think I got all that I could find. There's maybe some in the grass out there.
Yeah.
One in a tree.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Maybe.
Number 7, we consider a single carrot a well-balanced meal, just like the bunny.
There you go.
And number 6, Easter baskets are like our district pay schedules. They are super nice to look at on the outside, and then when they get passed and get that initial on top of it, there's just fluff and nothing else.
Nothing in there.
Yeah, you're literally like, well, they promised me, and then you open up the basket, you're like, this is all plastic.
This is jelly beans.
Yeah.
Nobody wants jelly
You ever
beans.
get the basket that literally is everything sitting on top
Yep.
and the whole thing, and you're like, this has got so much stuff, and you're like, it has 4 things.
That's it.
Yeah. Number 5, any teacher that has taught for more than 10 years has the same color hair as the Easter Bunny.
Ages you, doesn't it?
Yeah, our eyes are just as pink from self-medicating also.
wow.
Anyways.
Oh, wow.
Number 4.
A lot of glaucoma with teachers.
Yeah, a lot of glaucoma. Number 4, not sure who hops more, the Easter Bunny or teachers jumping through hoops. Yeah, we got to get those.
I'm going to give you a clap on
ED
that.
points, yeah.
That's pretty good.
Number 3, dyeing Easter eggs is like how the district repackages the curriculum. They're like, look, it's an egg, and now it's blue. So it's an Easter egg. And you're like, you just made it a different color. No, I did not. There's more to it.
That's right.
Number 2, teachers call the week after spring break Passover. Not because of the religious connotations. It's just literally we pass over any actual work.
There you go.
We're like, the Israelites may be free from the Egyptians, and teachers are free from grading work. That's how we go. And number 1, during egg hunts, parents get to feel like teachers do every day of the year. It's right there. It's in front of your face. Just bend down and get it. I'll do it. I'll do it. It's just. Do you not see it?
No.
Just grab it. It's right there.
I'll text you a picture where it's at. There you go.
So Easter, is it a big holiday for your family?
It definitely is, man.
Yeah. Easter has special connotations for me.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, not because of anything special, like crazy. I always, as a kid, I don't know why, my mom did the weirdest thing where she would put change on the table.
Oh, not in the plastic Easter egg?
No.
On the table.
I would wake up, and this is the weirdest thing, but there was, I think they just forgot it was Easter. You ever get one of those like where you're like, yeah, you didn't remember, did you?
No.
But I woke up one Easter when I was very young, and the whole kitchen table was covered in pennies and dimes and nickels.
What?
And they were like, Happy Easter, and I was like, oh my God, there's so much money. And it was probably like $3.80. But I was like, the coin.
They literally went to the ashtray in the car.
I'm like, isn't the Chuck E. Cheese token from yesterday? What is this? Yeah, and my mom did that for like a few years where they put coins all over it became a thing.
That's funny.
I don't know why, but Christmas gifts didn't have any. I wanted the change on the table. I just wanted the change.
Okay, I would say this Easter is going to be a little different in the Jan house.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, we're not giving out eggs because have you seen the price of eggs?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we're just giving out gold bars instead.
Guys, we're dyeing ribeyes. I don't know if you've seen this. Is a pink ribeye. This one's blue.
Ooh.
It's just cheaper than the eggs this year. But no, we used to do the Easter egg hunts with the kids. I always thought it was fun. I mean, I hope that schools still do that kind of stuff. I think when I was younger, you would always get like the paper cutouts of the Easter eggs.
I love that.
Yeah, designing your own
that was
Easter
my joy.
egg. That was just fun. I like that stuff. But I don't know.
I don't think you're allowed to celebrate any holiday anymore,
I don't think
right?
you are anymore either.
No.
So weird, but it's true. Like we're excluding one person. So, but it's funny because I had a student in my class that was a good friend of mine.
Yeah.
And his name was Kasim. And Kasim was Jehovah's Witness.
He had a good time.
Yeah. He would be like, I don't celebrate this, but I don't mind coloring an Easter egg.
Yeah.
This is fun for me.
Yeah.
And I think we've gone past that as a society where people are able to separate, hey, somebody else does something and I can celebrate them for doing that. And we can all do something together.
Yeah.
Rather than going, you know what, we're not doing any of it.
Well, it's not my particular joint, but hey, I can learn something about somebody else's culture.
Right.
That's not a bad thing.
Yeah. Well, Florida.
My bad.
But I say to myself, maybe we should let the kids celebrate, maybe have a little bit of fun.
Gotcha.
And maybe not hand out full on Easter baskets and stuff like that.
No,
but have a little bit of fun with them. Do maybe an Easter egg hunt. I always thought Easter egg hunts were great.
Yeah.
And I did Easter egg hunts as a kid.
I loved them. Yeah, man.
I would do it, and I thought I was doing a favor for my kids doing an Easter egg hunt one year, and we put jelly beans inside the Easter eggs and then threw them out in the yard.
Yeah.
And you should keep them packaged because my kids were like picking it up, like, wow, this is ants all over it. Oh my god! And it was just sugar ants
everywhere.
all over the place. And then there was the golden Easter egg. You always find the special Easter egg. Now I'm going to end on this story. So we were in college, and there was an Easter egg hunt at Flagler College.
For college kids?
For college kids.
Okay.
And the winner got a $100 Walmart gift card.
Okay, and for a college kid, that's a lot of money.
That's $1 million.
Yes, it is.
And I will never forget my friend Randy and I, the very first year, Randolph Reynolds, Devin Siebold, we walked out onto that field. We saw those Easter eggs, and I looked at him, and he looked at me, and I said, meet around the back of the house, $50 each. I'll dump mine and yours. And
good plan.
We were Easter egg champions 4 years in a row.
There you go.
Every year I'd be like, I only got 3. And he'd be like, I have 97. And then the next highest was like 30. And we were like, wow, how did he find so many? And
how many ramen noodles did you guys buy at Walmart?
A lot. Yeah, but it was always cheating. And I don't mind. Kids, if you're listening, it's okay to cheat when the tuition is $18,000 an hour.
That's a law. That's a law.
Take your $100 gift card.
I'll tell you, man, little known fact, spam tastes oh so sweet when it's not your money.
It does.
It
absolutely
tastes so good.
James, how can people find you online?
You can please find me at James Yan Comedian on Instagram and James Yan Comedy on my Facebook fan page. Awesome. I would love for you guys to keep following. You guys have been doing a great job. I appreciate the love.
Yep, get his follower count up. I'm devincomedy.com for all my upcoming tour dates, and obviously Devin Siebold on all my social medias. Again, be sure to rate this 5-star. If we made you laugh today, if it made you feel a little bit better, we appreciate the love coming back. Give us a share, thumbs up on YouTube, all that good stuff.
Can I give a quick shout out?
Yeah.
Oh, I'd like to give a quick shout out to Ray.
Bye.
Bye.
You've been awesome, man. All right, we'll be back with another episode of Crying in My Car, podcast for teachers. There might be a clip up there. There might be a clip down there. If it's got our face, if it's other people's stuff, come back. Don't click on that, But us, suggested things. That's us crying in my car. Devin Siebold, James Yan, board teachers. Watch. New trailer for Indiana Jones. No, don't do that. Don't do that.